Good morning students. Welcome to Baragi Madam's science class. So today we will learn chapter 1 crop production and management. So tell me how the plants get food. We all know that plants can make their food by themselves by the process of photosynthesis, but animals they cannot prepare their food. So they have to depend on plants or other animals for their food. We already know that we get energy from food. All the energy which we get from food, we use them for different processes or functions of our body such as digestion, respiration and excretion. To provide food for a large population, regular production, proper management and distribution of food is required. So let us start the next topic, that is agriculture practices. Till 10,000 BC, people were nomadic and they have to wander from one place to another place in search of food and shelter. So while doing this, they eat fruits, raw fruits, vegetables, and after that they started hunting animals and they get food. Later, they are able to cultivate land and produce rice, wheat, and other food crops. Thus, the agriculture born. So when plants of same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called crop. Example, crops of wheat means, suppose we are having crops of wheat, that means all the plants grown in the field are that of wheat. Crops are of different types like cereals, vegetables and fruits. So this can be classified on the basis of season in which they are grown. As we know that India is a vast country and the climate here they varies from place to place as temperature, humidity and rainfall vary from one region to another region. So according to this, various crops are grown in different parts of our country. So on that basis we divide the cropping pattern into two broad groups. So first one is kharif crop and second one is rabi crop. So kharif crop, so this type of crops are sown mainly in rainy season from June to September. Example, paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut, cotton, etc. All these are called kharif crops. Second, rabi crop. So this type of crops which we grow in winter season, so that are called rabi crops, and their time period is from October to March. Example, rabi crops are wheat, gram, pea, mustard and linseed. Beside this, some pulses and vegetables are grown during summer at many times. Now, basic properties of crop production. Why paddy not be grown in winter season? Yes, because paddy requires a lot of water. Therefore, it can be only grown during rainy season. Clear? Now, cultivation of crops involves several activities which the farmer used over a period of time. So these activities are called agricultural practices. So these activities are: first, preparation of soil; second, sowing; third, adding manure and fertilizers; fourth, irrigation; fifth, protecting from weeds; sixth, harvesting; and seventh is storage. So we will discuss one by one all these topics. Okay, so first one is preparation of soil. In this process we have to turn the soil and loose it. This allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. This loose soil allows the root to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. The loosed soil helps in the growth of earthworm and microbes present in the soil. So these are called friends of farmer. Why? Because they turn the loosened soil and add humus to it. as we know that this organism eat the dead and decaying part of the plants and animals, and they convert them into humus, increase the fertility of the soil. Now, soil contains minerals, waters, and air, and some living organisms. So, in addition, dead plants and animals get decomposed by soil organism. In this way, various nutrients held in the dead organisms are released back into the soil and enrich the fertility of the soil. These nutrients are again absorbed by the plants. So in this way, cycle of nutrients takes place. Since only a few centimeters of the top layer, that means upper layer of the soil, supports the growth of plants, by turning and loosening of soil, bring the nutrient rich soil to the top so that plants can easily use these nutrients. So the process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or plugging. So this can be done by three equipments. They are plug, plank and leveler. So let us discuss about these. The plug are made of wood or iron. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before plugging. The plug field may have big pieces of soil called crubs. It is necessary to break these crubs. So we do this by the equipment that is called plank. The field is leveled for showing as well as for irrigation purposes, and this leveling is done with the help of leveler. Sometimes manure is also added before tilling. This helps in proper mixing of manure with the soil. So the soil is watered before sowing. Before we sow the seeds, we have to break the soil to small size so that we can get better yield. The main tools used for this purpose are plug, hoe and cultivator. So plug, this is used since very ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizer to the crops, removing the weeds, scraping of soil, etc. This implement is made up of wood and is drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals. So it contains plug shear, plug shaft, and one pair of bulls and a man can easily operate the plug. Next, hoe. It is a simple tool which is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil. It is pulled by animals. Next, cultivator. Nowadays, plugging is done by tractor driven cultivator. The use of cultivator saves labor and time. Next topic is sowing. Sowing is most important part of crop production. Before we sow the seeds, the farmers select good quality of seeds and that should be healthy seeds. So farmers prefer that seeds which can give a high yield. So selection of seed. For this selection of seeds, we have to do one activity. So in this activity, what we are doing, we take a beaker and half filled with water and put handful of wheat and wait for some time. Some seeds they float over the water. Why? Because damaged seeds they're lighter in weight and they float in water, and the healthy seed that sink in the bottom. By this activity we can select good quality of seeds and we can remove the damaged ones. Before sowing, one of the important tasks is to know about the tools which we use for sowing seeds. So traditional tools is one of the traditional tool is like a funnel. The seeds are filled into the funnel which pass down through pipes, and this passes into the soil and place seeds there. Second one is seed drill. Nowadays the seed drills is used for sowing with the help of tractors. This tool shows the seeds uniformly at proper distance and depth. It ensures that seeds get covered by the soil after sowing. This by this we can prevent the damage of seeds which is caused by the birds. Sowing by using a seed drill also saves time and labor. Few plants such as paddy are first grown in a nursery. When they grow into seedlings, they are transplanted in a large field by human beings, or we can say by manually. Some forest plants and flowering plants are also grown in the nursery. An appropriate distance between the seed is very important. By this, we can avoid the overcrowding of plants, and all plants should get proper space for their growth, and also they get sufficient quantity of nutrients. So this allow plants to get sufficient sunlight, nutrients and water from the soil. Next topic, adding manure and fertilizers. The substance which we add in the soil that provide nutrients for the growth of plants, that substance are called manure and fertilizer. Soil supplies mineral nutrients to the crop. These nutrients are essential for the growth of plants. If the farmer take the crop one after another, then the soil that will lose the nutrients. So continuous growing of crop makes the soil poorer in certain nutrients. Therefore, the farmer has to add manure to the field. By this, they can replenish or increase the soil with nutrients. This process is called manuring. Improper or insufficient manuring results in low yield or weak plants. Manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of plants or animal waste. So, this decomposition is done by the microorganisms present in it. The decomposed matter is used as organic manure. Activity 1.2. In this activity, we have to take 3 same size seedlings or small or baby plant of gram or moong, and we have to place or plant them in 3 pots, that is A, B and C. In A, we add small quantity soil and add manure, and in B we add same quantity of soil and add fertilizer, and in C there will be no manure and fertilizers, only we have to take soil. And after 7 to 10 days, when we observe this pot, we find that the B having fertilizer and soil, the plant will grow more faster than A that will grow less as compared to B, and C that one are very small in size. So by this activity we can prove that fertilizer are good source of nutrients as compared to manure. Now, fertilizers are the chemical substances which are rich in particular nutrients. Fertilizers are produced in factories like urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash, NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. The use of fertilizers that help the farmers to get good and better yield of crops, especially wheat, paddy and maize. But when we use fertilizers in excess amount, this also decreases the fertility of soil. Fertilizers have also become a source of water pollution. We have to maintain the fertility of soil by using organic manure as compared to fertilizer, or we can leave the field uncultivated between two crops. The use of manure improves the soil texture or it also increases the water retaining capacity of the soil. It replenishes the soil with all the nutrients. Another method of replenishing the soil with nutrients is through crop rotation. This can be done by growing different crops alternatively. In some places, example northern India, some people or farmers grow leguminous as fodder in the one season and wheat in the next season. This also helps in replenishing or replacement of the nutrients to the soil, that is nitrogen. Let us discuss about differences between fertilizer and manure. Fertilizer is an inorganic salt, whereas manure is an organic substance. It is a natural substance which we obtain by decomposing the dung of cattle, human waste, and plant residues. Fertilizer is prepared in factories, whereas manure is prepared in field. A fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil, but manure provides a lot of humus to the soil. Fertilizers are very rich in nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Manure is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. Now, advantages of manure. This organic manure is considered better than fertilizers. It enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. It makes the soil porous, due to which the exchange of gases become easy. It increases number of microorganisms. Also improves the texture of the soil. Irrigation. All living beings need water to live, as we know. So, the same way, water is important for proper growth and development of flowers, fruits, and seeds of plants. Water is absorbed by the roots of the plant. Along with water, minerals and fertilizers are also absorbed through the roots. Plants contain nearly 90% of water. So, water is essential because germination of seeds cannot take place without water. Nutrients dissolved in water get transferred to each part of the plant. Water also protects the crop from both frost and hot air currents. To maintain the moisture of the soil, we have to this supply of water to crop at different intervals is called irrigation. The time and frequency of irrigation this varies from crop to crop and from soil to soil, and also it depends on the season watered regularly to the plants. In summer season the frequency of watering of plant is high because of sun's heat. There is increased rate of evaporation of water from the soil as well as from the leaves. Sources of irrigation. The source of irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams and canals. Traditional method of irrigation. The water available in wells, lakes, and canals is lifted up by different methods. Cattle or human labor is used in this method. These are cheap and less efficient. So, the various traditional ways are moat, chain pump, dhegli, and rahat. Pumps are commonly used for lifting water. Diesel, biogas, electricity, and solar energy is used to run these pumps. Modern method of irrigation. This help us to use water economically. The main methods are: first, sprinkler system. This system is very useful on uneven land, that means the land is not properly leveled, where sufficient water is also not available. The perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on top are joined to the main pipes. It gets sprinkled on the crop.
as if it is raining. Sprinkler is very useful for sandy soil. Second one is drip system. In this system, water falls drop by drop just near to the root. So it is called drip system. This is best technique for watering fruit plants, gardens and trees. This system provides water to plants drop by drop. Here, water is not wasted at all, so it is good for that region where the availability of water is very poor. Protection from weeds. Next topic is here in the field many unwanted plants are also growing along with the crop, and these are undesirable plant. These are called weeds. So we have to remove these weeds from the field because these weeds compete with our crop plants for water, nutrients, space and light. Thus they can affect the growth of our plant and reduce their yields. Some weeds also interferes even in harvesting and may be poisonous for animals and human beings. Farmers uses many ways to remove these weeds and control their growth. During before sowing, tilling of crops helps in uprooting and killing of weeds, which later dry up and mix with soil and increase its fertility. So the best time for removal of this weed is before the weed get flowers and seeds. The manual remove includes uprooting or cutting them close to the ground. This is done timely. This can be also done by khurpi. A seed drill is also used to uproot weeds. Some chemicals are also used to control these weeds, like that they are called weedicides. For example, 2,4-D. This is a weedicides which are spread in the field to kill the weeds. These weedicides they will not damage the crop. So these are very poisonous and also harmful for the farmers. So while spraying these weedicides, they should cover their face and mouth with some piece of cloth. Next one is harvesting. Harvesting of crop is very important task. So cutting of crop after it is mature is called harvesting. During harvesting, crops are pulled out or cut close to the ground. It usually takes 3 or 4 months for any cereal crop to mature. Harvesting is done by using sickle manually or by machine called harvester. The grain seeds need to be separated from the chaff. This process is called threshing. This is also carried with the help of a machine called combine. It is the combination of harvester and thresher. Farmers with small holding of land do the separation of grains and chaff by winnowing method. We know about this winnowing, we have already learned in class 6. So next, harvest festivals. After 3 or 4 months of hard work, this comes the day of harvest. We can see golden field of standing crop laden with grain. This gives happiness to the farmers and fill their heart with joy and sense of well-being. The period of harvest is thus of great joy and happiness in all parts of India. So people celebrate it with great enthusiasm. So some of these festivals are Pongal, Vaisakhi, Holi, Diwali,
Nabanaya and Bihu.
Storage of the grains is very important task. If the crop has to be kept for longer time, this should be safe from moisture, insects, rats and microorganisms. The fresh crop has some moisture and we have to remove it. So the crops that has to be spread under sunlight to dry it. Otherwise, they may be spoiled or attacked by the organisms. It may also lose the germination capacity. Hence, before storing them, they are properly dried in sunlight. This prevents the attack of insects, pests, bacteria, and fungus. Farmers store grains in jute bags or metallic bins, but for large scale storage, we store them in silos and granaries. This protects them from pests like rat and insects. At homes, dried leaves are used for storing food grains at home. Storing large quantities of grains in big godowns, specific chemical treatments are also required to protect them from pests and microorganisms. Food from animals. Now, as we getting food from plants, we also get some food from animals. For example, activity 1.3. Here we have to fill this table. First, milk. We get milk from cow, buffalo, sheep, goat, and camel. Meat. We get milk from goat, fish. We get egg from hen, duck, etc. Honey. We get honey from honey bee. After completing this table, we can know that animals are also very useful as they provide so many food to human beings. In coastal areas, fish are as a major part of their diet. Animals reared at home or in farms have to be provided with proper food, shelter, and care. When this is done in large scale, it is called animal husbandry. Fish is a good source for health. We get cod liver oil from fish, which is rich in vitamin D. So,
Chapter is completed.
let's start the exercise. First, select the correct word from the following list and fill in the blanks. A. The same kind of plants grown and cultivated on a large scale at a place is called crop. B. The first step before growing crop is preparation of the soil. C. Damaged seeds would float on the top of water. D. For growing a crop, sufficient sunlight and water and nutrients from the soil are essential. Second, match item in column A with those in column B. First, Kharif, E. Paddy and maize. Rabi crop, wheat, gram, pea. Third, chemical fertilizers, urea and superphosphate. Organic manure, animal excreta, cow dung, urine and plant waste. Third, give two examples of each. A. Kharif crop, paddy, maize, cotton, etc. B. Rabi crop, wheat, gram, pea, etc. So, from question 4 to question 9, you can write the answers which I have already explained in the chapter. Now, question number 10. Arrange the following boxes in proper order to make a flow chart of sugarcane crop production. First,
Preparation of soil. Second, plugging the field. Third, sowing. Fourth, manuring. Fifth, irrigation. Sixth, harvesting. Seventh, sending crop to sugar factory.
11th, Complete the following word puzzle with the help of clues given below. Down. Providing what first. Providing water to the crop. Irrigation. Second. Keeping crop grains for a long time under proper condition. Storage. Storage. Fifth, certain plants of same kind grown on a large scale. Crop across. Third, a machine used for cutting the matured crop. Harvester. Fourth, a rabi crop that is also one of the pulses. Gram. Sixth, a process of separating the grain from chaff. Winnowing. So if this video help you to understand the chapter and also help in doing exercise, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.